Assalamualaikum and hi, it's Teacher Fiqry, and today I want to cover on two topics, which is the continuation of sensory integration. We're going to cover on sensory discrimination and perception problems and vestibular proprioceptive because this vestibular and proprioceptive term is most likely being heard a lot around the therapies, but it's important for parents to know too what is this. So let's go and start with sensory discrimination and perception problems. So in this first topic, I want to cover on tactile discrimination and perception problem, proprioceptive problem, visual problem, and also other perceptual problems. The first one is to get to know of this topic. So we can see that as we discovered before, lack of sensory information equals to inaccurate and inefficient ways to respond to the activities of daily routine. So, child who often does not register stimuli has a deficit in perceptual skills due to lack of experiences interactive with sensory information. When it comes to perceptual, it has to be visual perceptual, auditory perceptual. So yes, because of lack of sensory registration, they cannot reply back, and it would frustrate them a lot. For example, budak yang tak tahu how with bad fine motor skills. So kita and then dia macam trying to play activity that regarding fine motor tapi tak boleh main like a quote unquote normal kids. It would frustrate them. It would frustrate even us also will be frustrated kalau kita tak tahu how to play something. Right? So this is an example. Discrimination or perceptual problem can occur in any sensory system. Tactile, touches can happen, visual, auditory, and etc. etc. So let's start with tactile discrimination and perceptual problem. Untuk these cases, researchers have difficulty interpreting tactile stimuli in a precise and efficient manner. Contoh, we know when we touch slime, kita boleh precise and this is how many muscle punya power we can touch slime or whatever, etc. But when it comes to them, data discrimination and all that, it would causes a lot of problem and especially untuk fine motor skills lah. Most likely to suffer when a data perception problem is present, especially the presence of data defensiveness. Kalau dia ada data defensiveness, they don't want to touch that. How can they even participate in daily life routine? For example, like kita ambil shape sorting. Uh, they are defensive when it comes to touching that shape. So macam mana, how can they even participate and then it will facilitate them. And kita tak nak that thing happens to them, right? So tactile perception is associated with visual perception. It's always linkage. And tactile perception operates at such an automatic level when it's impaired, compensation strategy take a great deal of energy. Which is why touches, in a very basic way, sensory is a very important, especially for touches. Imagine they cannot touch different texture. They would feel very, very, very frustrated and very sad to even feel like they are not normal. So the next is proprioceptive problem, or we call it pressure problem. It's a type of perceptual problem involve proprioception, arises from the muscle and the joint. Proprioceptive problem, example, one student cannot kick ball because of can kick the ball. Yes, he can kick the ball, but dia ada too much of a force. Kita suruh dia tendang sikit, tapi dia tendang yang biasa bagi dia tu biasa, but to us it's too powerful to the point macam bila dia ball to hits goal, it's too loud, tung, macam tu. So this is example of proprioceptive problem because they cannot control their muscle. They don't know how to estimate this is enough muscle power untuk just move the leg and kick the ball. So in for this problem, children can be appear clumsy, distracted, and awkward. Macam when kita bagi pressure kita rasa sangat awkward. So common attribute yang kita nampak adalah too much or too little fast, which I give example in activities such as writing, clapping, marching, or typing. Writing, for example, kita pegang pensel, kita akan tekan enough force untuk buat bentuk triangle to look like a triangle. But some kids with proprioceptive problem, pegang pencil, they lukis triangle but not in a very deep, thick line ataupun yang garisan dia tak lurus, dia macam berjala-jala. So that's an example of it. Next is visual perception problem. So kalau all the vestibular proprio at that time affected mesti akan affect visual perception. Kenapa? Sebab visual perception is very important when it comes to seeing things and to able to plan their body. Contoh, kita nampak phone. The first thing is kita nak plan to take the phone and then bring it to us, buka and then tekan-tekan, right? This is an example of visual perception problem. So bila this impact, it will impact other functions such as grasp. Kita nak grasp cawan, tapi because of lack of visual impact visual specificity, kita pegang gelas, tapi kita tak pegang lagi and kita terjatuh gelas tu. That's an example of it. There's other perception problems such as perception of movement, vestibular profile yang akan I cover nanti after this, which is macam contoh. There's other perception problems such as perception of movement, vestibular profile yang akan I cover nanti after this, which is macam contoh kita nak movekan, kita nak naik tangga, for example. Kita bawa ni slow. Bagi dia, perception dia, this is too fast to the point dia akan show macam fear. This is an example of it. And auditory perception includes when impact contribute to sensory integrity disorder. So, bila kita ada problem to filter, contoh auditory perception, filter words and all that, kita akan ada problem to plan our body, to listen to instruction. So, will be one of the main challenge for them. And next, I want to cover on vestibular and proprioception. Sorry. Vestibular proprioception is a pattern of problems thought to reflect inefficient central vestibular processing. The term central vestibular processing, to make it easier, the brain. So if they have problem to you know to read the vestibular proprioception, how can they even macam to give output yang macam, oh, this is how I'm supposed to balance myself and this is how I'm supposed to move, and etc. etc. Clinical signs untuk vestibular proprioception punya problem is poor equilibrium reaction. Contoh kita bawa, kalau kita bawa budak tu lari laju, most of them akan macam takut. Tidak bawa tu sikit takut, tapi contoh you have problem with that, kita bawa lari laju, dia macam so kalau kita buat lagi so many times, then nanti akan keluar the overwhelm macam there's an example of it. And can be identified. Aries, the person who introduced sensory integration, they identified that there's a relationship between postural ocular mechanism and integration of two sides of the body, which is also known as postural and bilateral integration PBI, which is the name of a disorder. Postural means posture of the body ada effect towards integration of two sides of body. Ini kita kata this is the midline, left and right can intertwine each other. So contoh example postural, okay, kita berdiri, kita duduk, kita nak potong buah. Contoh budak yang ada masalah untuk integrate two sides of body, kita nak pegang buah untuk balance and another hand to hold the knife and cut. Tapi kalau dia ada problem to integrate these two sides, they just using one hand only this side of the body, tapi ni tak guna untuk balance themselves, this will give a very big problem. And PBI, which is I kata is a disorder of postural and bilateral integration, is then changed to vestibular bilateral integration disorder after SCTNT research collaborated with Erin, because she's a lovely woman who do lots and lots of research and put hearts onto sensory information integration to prove that this is one of the main important when it comes to children development. And that's all from me. Thank you very much. I hope you find this interesting and thank you.